Greetings, YouTube. Let's talk about being grumpy, something at the moment I'm excelling at. The case for being grumpy at work. Research shows that forcing workers to appear more pleasant and more cheerful than they actually feel can lead to a whole host of negative consequences, from emotional exhaustion to withdrawal. And women in particular suffer from the expectations that they should constantly demonstrate happiness. Constantly being expected to smile or other types of emotional dissonance can wreak havoc. Other studies indicate that appearing too cheerful can actually harm a woman's chance for promotion. How convenient. Emotionally abuse women until they always seem cheerful, and they hold that against them so they don't get promotions. It's almost like somebody planned that. Now, I happen to be a cisgender man, so I have never experienced that type of emotional trauma and abuse that women have. I have, however, had personal experience with having a boss tell me that I had to smile. To telling a person that they have to smile when that person is completely lost in anxiety, depression, and PTSD is not helpful. Now, I wasn't working with the public, okay? I wasn't like a salesperson or even a cashier. I had zero contact with anyone outside our building. None of the customers that purchased our products were ever going to have a conversation with me. They would never even see me. I worked in a friggin' factory that made antennas. And yet my boss is telling me I had to smile more. Now, at that time in my life, when I had an authoritarian figure, a male authoritarian figure, one I actually happened to have fondness for and respect, told me that, I did it. It wasn't even in my mind to question it. So I'd walk around. And smile. I'd make myself smile every time I saw someone. My boss put that burden on me because it was too inconvenient to deal with the fact that one of his employees had mental health issues. Other people thought I was grumpy, that I was angry all the time. Newsflash! I was angry all the time. Constantly. I was in an endless state of rage because I was lost to mental illness. I wasn't a danger to anyone. I was angry at myself. I was convinced everyone in the world was judging me. And guess what? In this particular case, everyone I worked with was. Not helping my anxiety, I should point out. And that kind of behavior, telling other people, you have to change your emotional appearance to make other people comfortable, that's bullshit. No one should be required to put someone else's emotional well-being ahead of their own. If you are in a relationship with someone, you have to make sure you are emotionally healthy, or you are not going to be able to help someone else maintain emotional health, or at least create an atmosphere that will enable them to have emotional health. Because you are not responsible for anyone else's emotional health or emotional reactions. If you were just being yourself and someone else doesn't like it, tough. You are under no obligation to pretend to be something you aren't to make someone else comfortable. It doesn't work that way. I wasn't swearing at anyone. I wasn't calling them names. I wasn't refusing to do my job. Nothing. I did my job every day and I did it to the best of my ability. I just wasn't happy enough. Tough. Now I know what my boss did to me. And these studies show that it's being done to a whole lot of people. It isn't right. It isn't fair. We should end it. Don't tell other people how to be. If you're concerned about someone's emotional state, hey, ask them, how are you feeling today? I've had bosses that walk up to you and greet you and say, how are you today? And you know how I answer nowadays? My parts are running fine. Because they're not concerned about my well-being. They'd like to pretend they are, to make that false connection. But what they're really concerned about, how many parts have you made today? Make any rejects? Machine running right? That's what they really want to know. That's what I tell them. Don't pretend to be involved with someone. And don't require someone to present an emotional state that they don't actually hold. It isn't right. It isn't fair. It isn't healthy.